sixth graders have quite a big day today. We have the Mass that you've worked so hard on and planning, and later this morning you're going to have a rabbi come to tell you all about what a Seder meal is. So when you see the rabbi, ask him, what is a phylactery? And he'll be happy to tell you. We hear that term today. It's a special garment worn by Jewish people. And he'll be very impressed that you know anything about a phylactery. And then later today, round ball, right? Round ball. How exciting. We're having a great season. I just love every time of the day I can go over and see a great game going on in the Palladium. What game do we play in round ball? Anybody tell me what game you're playing? Basketball, right, basketball. And I was thinking basketball is a great image for the scriptures that we've heard this morning, because there's a lot of life lessons in basketball that the scriptures speak to today. For instance, the first reading from the prophet Isaiah reminds us that God is the God of second chances. We all mess up, we all make mistakes, we all do things we wish we hadn't done, we say things we wish we didn't say. And the Lord wants to give us another chance to try and be kinder, to be less judgmental, to be more forgiving, to be more generous. And so we keep trying. Isaiah says the Lord rejoices when we try again. And even though we've done things that we regret, the Lord wants to pick us up and help us to start all over again. And that's the great blessing of Lent. Lent reminds us of how much the Lord rejoices when we want to be a better person, how willing He is to forgive us when we've made mistakes. You know, sometimes you get into a fight with a brother or sister, or maybe you say something to somebody in school, or you find yourself thinking, you know, I could have helped out at dinner tonight rather than being so crabby or out of sorts. And there's the Lord saying, come on, keep trying. You can do it. You can do it. Just like in basketball, you know, you try to do a layup and you miss the shot. Well, if you just said, well, I guess I can't do layups, I won't do that anymore, you wouldn't be much of a basketball player, right? You got to get back there into the game, and the next time the opportunity presents itself, try and see if you can get it this time. That's how we do anything, is to keep staying in the game. And then the Lord reminds us today of how important it is for us to work together, to be aware of one another, to realize we're all about the same thing of deepening faith, being a better person. You know, the most valuable player on the basketball team isn't necessarily the player that's always sinking a three-point play. It's the player who knows how to play as a teammate, who comes down with the basketball. You have a better shot than they do, and they're willing to pass that ball to you, knowing it's more likely you're going to score than if they tried it. It's learning to be aware of others and figuring out how can we win this game, not me win this game. And the same is true when we're part of a community. How do we together work in supporting one another, reaching out to someone who's having a bad time, being aware of the needs of others, trying to build up rather than to tear down, to think of us rather than me. And so today, as you guys are about many things, celebrating Mass, learning about this great ritual of the Jewish tradition, meal is the meal that Jesus was at the Last Supper. And so you're going to learn a lot today about, just as the Seder meal was so important to Jewish people, it became very important to the followers of Christ, because Jesus took the Seder meal, and that's many of the things we celebrate at Mass go back to the tradition of the Jewish Seder meal. So I'm very excited about this opportunity you're going to have today. And then, of course, got a great afternoon basketball here at OL, and I hope all of you have a great afternoon and support one another. So let us stand together this beautiful day to gather our thoughts and our prayers and to place them before the Lord, the prayers of the faithful.
Hello, OLPH. My name is Mary Lynn Januszewski, and I'm the Director of Finance and Operations at Our Lady of Perpetual Help Parish in Glenview, Illinois. and this message comes to you with heartfelt gratitude and thanks for your ongoing generosity and support of OLPH Parish. This overwhelming generosity allows us to continue to serve and to minister to the parish community in so many different ways. So thank you, OLPH, for all you do. You are much appreciated.